Hi and welcome to this video log with me, Wayne, from SwimCycleRunning.com. Well, today I'm going to deal with a topic that's very rarely dealt with in swimming, and that's the acceleration of the arm as it goes through the stroke. A lot of people get this wrong, and getting the acceleration of your arm when it's stroking wrong means that you're not going to hold the water and you're actually not going to project force in the direction you want it, which is backwards, to project yourself forwards. And that's hugely important, as you can imagine. If you don't have the force directed accelerating backwards, you won't actually hold the water. A lot of people do this. Now that's slightly exaggerated, but they accelerate down partly because they want to get their head out the water to breathe. That's their normal reaction to their head being in the water. Perfectly natural, but we have to overcome that by doing drills and practices to make sure you don't do that. And partly because people think that they have to apply power instantly and try and generate it through the whole stroke. Well, fact is you can't. If you apply power immediately, your arm naturally decelerates as it comes to the back end of the stroke. And as it decelerates, you lose power. That is not the way to generate the maximum speed going forward. I'm going to show you some examples and then I'll come back and we'll discuss it a little bit more. Okay, so I've got this swimmer in slow motion and you'll see an acceleration in the stroke from there to there, there to there, and then deceleration as it comes towards the back end. It's in slow motion, as I say, there's an acceleration, deceleration. And really what we want is from this position, we want the arm slightly higher than that. And we want to drive backwards and accelerate all the way evenly. So you're accelerating right the way to the back end of the stroke. Now if I clear that, you'll see that that just doesn't happen. You can see an acceleration, then a slowdown. Acceleration, slow down. Go through that again. Acceleration, slow down. You can actually see that happen. And it's that slowdown that loses power in the stroke and stops you travelling forward as fast as you might. Now interestingly, here we have a swimmer who has a great back end acceleration. It's the front end that falls down because she's only driving from half the stroke, or even less than that, about a third of the stroke length she can have. But have a look at this in slow motion, you'll see the acceleration. The back end of the stroke she accelerates really well. The problem is it's such a short stroke from where she's starting it from. She's starting it from there, there's nothing before there. And as she comes next to us, we'll stop that and you'll see what I mean. She's pushing her arm down, so there's nothing but upward propulsion from that. That's where she's starting to get forward propulsion from a backward movement. Just there, and then bang, she accelerates all the way through. You know, so that's acceleration in the right place, or the right method, but it's happening too late in the stroke. It should be happening from an arm that effectively goes there. And if she accelerated from this point, then we would get that sweeping motion in a much better way. Alright, so here we have a swimmer heading in the right direction. I'm going to play it in slow motion for you. You can see it's a long arm and an acceleration all the way to the back end of the stroke. You can see the rotation, it's not too much, just rotating to get the arm through the body and out right by the hip bone there. It's not going too far, but accelerating all the way through. And you can see that acceleration. We don't really want the arm positioned like that, but she then gets into a good position and drives back and accelerates through just past the hip bone there. And that's a almost perfect stroke. We just need a little bit more centralization of the arm down the center of the body and we'll have a really good stroke there. Let's just finish that running out. You can see that nice rotation. This is a pull, not a kick, so the legs are drooping down a bit at the back end. But that's a good stroke that you should possibly aim for. A great drill to practice to get into the right position to accelerate the arm back is the pointing arm drill. Let's just have a look at what this does. You can see the swimmer here, it's Jackie. She's turning on the side to breathe, then she's getting her hand and arm into the position whereby she can then drive her arm back. Let's just take a look at that just in slow motion here. You can see that's the position from which she can start driving back. So if she was driving back from there, her force would be backwards, and that's really what we want to see. Okay, so there you have it. You need to accelerate your arm in every single swimming stroke from the front
all the way to the back, and as you go through towards the back, you'll hold the water and accelerate forward at a much greater rate. I see a lot of people in all the strokes slow their arm down towards the back end. It makes the exit hard, and it makes it hard to do the recovery. And that's true of breaststroke as well, because if you slow down here, you just come to a standstill in that position, and you literally, in the water, come to a stop. What you want to do is accelerate through and come forward, so you don't have that stop in the stroke. Okay, that's it for this week. Have a lovely week. Keep well. It's a warm December, so enjoy your training. Bye.